is that
Yes.
somebody wants to know the names of the shakhas of the Rigveda and the relation of the shakhas actually. Actually, Dr. Thite had explained this yesterday, but it will be a repetition, so to say.
He has already said that the shakhas of the Rigveda are Bashkala and I'm sorry.
Shakala and
Yeah,
Bashkala.
Shakala. Yeah, and as he has said, only one of the shakhas is available today. So that is the most popular one. The other one has very few followers probably, and that is why it is not available.
Yeah, and in fact, for particularly the Marathi listeners, we can add to it that anything that is actually baseless is called as Bhaskar in Marathi, and because that particular branch of the Rigveda is not available, and that's why we actually inherit the word directly from the Rigveda. So that's something that we can add to it. Yeah, there is one more question. I think I'm not going to put it exactly as it is asked, but in the sense that it is asked. See, the various darshanas, though they are astikas or nastikas on the one hand and the other hand, their viewpoint of looking towards the Veda is not exactly the same actually. So all the Astika darshanas do not look at the Veda as the say in the same manner. So can you just enlighten the students on how Uttara Mimamsa, that is Vedanta, looks at the Veda? It is an Astika darshana, no doubt, but still, can you add some details to it?
Actually, I'm not a student of philosophy, so I think I would be trading too much on the wrong grounds. But from what I know, pardon?
Yeah,
they
please.
believe that the Vedas are of divine origin, as opposed to the Purva Mimamsa, which do not accept the concept of Purusha itself. For the in the connection with the Vedas, they believe that the Vedas, as Professor Thite said yesterday, are Anadi and Ananta. There is no question of someone having created it.
Yes. And there is one more question as to what is the relation of the 6 Vedangas, and particularly there was a question about Nirukta. So whether the Nirukta is related with ritual in any manner, the answer is definitely no. But how exactly is it useful for understanding the Veda? Can you please say something on that?
The mantras are applied in the Vedic sacrifice. So it is important to know the meaning of the words for the better application of those mantras. And that is where the Nirukta comes into place.
Yeah. The same is the case of all the other Vedangas.
Yeah.
And there was also a question about the Ashtadhyayi of Panini, because the Ashtadhyayi speaks of the classical Sanskrit language and it also speaks of the Vedic language. And certainly Panini was post-Vedic. So actually his text was so good that it was accepted in as one of the Vedangas. But certainly he was after Panini, after the Vedas. So any further comment on this aspect also?
Yeah, he was definitely after the Vedas, but he has commented on the Veda, the grammar in the Veda. And the most important aspect is that he refers to the prevailing traditions in his times regarding the Vedic language also. And therefore, it is considered to be a shiksha. I'm sorry, the Vyakarana is accepted to be a Vedanga, even if it is post-Vedic.
सुबह में उठ के पहले कितना बारी सब बोला है, फिर सुनते मत नहीं, उठ के सीधा कर लो.
Please do not enter the discussion, please. Please. Yeah. Hello. Hello. Yeah. There was another question that is there any synonym for mythology, or what should be the Indian word for mythology? Is there any word like that?
You can better translate it as Daivata Shastra.
So that's a translation. That's the point. Is there any original Indian word? There
As
is no.
Professor Thite has, there is no such word actually.
That's the point. That's the point.
In fact, even the word
there
Devata
is one.
itself, in fact, I would say that even the word Devata itself, when we are referring to in the Rig Veda, does not refer to God or deity as such. It is the subject matter. So the Devata can be anything.
Yeah.
It could be a picture, it could be speech, it could be dice. So that is a Devata.
Yeah. See, there was one request from Professor Shrikant Bahulkar, who is actually, heading the Atharvaveda sessions of this particular course, that wants to speak something on the word Bashkala. So he's requested to kindly enlighten on this matter.
Before that, Srirandar, just may I make one point?
Yeah, please. I think there are no other questions.
Yeah, no, there was just one question. It actually refers to the lecture given by Professor Thite yesterday. And he talks about the 20th century composition, which could be taken as Vedic, maybe after another 200, 300 years. And someone has asked, which is it? Yeah, so which is it? So I'm going to reply to that. It is actually, there is a work called Chando Darshana, and it is by Daivarata. And the style of it is very Vedic. And so, and the followers of that, of Daivarata believe that it is Veda.
Okay.
So he was referring to that.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Okay. So Professor Holkar, if you have to add something on the word Bashkala, please.
I think, can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, completely.
I think Bashkar, the word Bashkar in Marathi used along with another word Bashkar Badbad means silly talk or irrelevant talk. And perhaps it refers to Bashkar Shakha. It does not really mean that they are referring to the Shakha of the Rigvedic branch of Rigveda, which is not available. They thought that the Bhaskar Shakha, since it is already lost, it must be very inferior. And just to show that the person belonging to Bhaskar Shakha is inferior, whatever he talks is inferior. So it is actually referring to a very inferior, not so good, not good, well preserved branch of Rigveda. And so it is referring to that. And that is why in Tulpure Feldhaus dictionary of Old Marathi, they have quoted a line, Purane Sakalika Bashkalika. All Puranas, it's one of the Abhangas of Jnaneshwara or ascribed to Jnaneshwara, where the Abhanga says that all these Puranas are Sakalika, all the Puranas are Bashkalika, just it's a silly talk, something like that. So it is in the sense of silly talk referring to that inferior Shakha. It was not available, but whatever you talk, and sometimes people, it is possible that people would say, oh, whatever I say is from Bashkar Shakha, which is lost.
Yeah.
And it is always, it was in the tradition that, and actually Lupta Shakhadhikarana in Mimamsa discusses this issue, that whatever is not available, but it is current, just to justify that, people would say that it is from the lost Shakha of Rigveda or some other Vedas. That is the possibility. That is one of the possibilities. I don't claim that this is true, but that is what I think.
No, but this is culturally a very interesting.
People, they
Yeah.
used to, these followers of Vedic Shakhas, they used to tease each other, they criticize each other. This
Yeah.
is one of the ways of
Yeah.
criticizing inferior people. One who
Yeah. Yeah.
cannot recite Rigveda properly, people would say
Mhm.
jokingly, he belongs to Bhaskar Shakha.
Bhaskara Shaka, huh? Yeah, true. Okay, so thanks, Professor Bahulkar, and thanks also, Dr. Deshpande, for your answering the various queries. And thanks are due also to the participants of the session. We'll see you tomorrow again at 7 o'clock. Thank you very much.